All right.
Get a X.
You all set?
Yep, I got my hat on. We're all set for my spontaneous
okay.
trip to go on.
I mean,
yes.
We're
in the middle of
Montemon. I don't
nowhere,
know.
not tell anybody. Just get some peace and quiet. It's really nice.
Yep, take days off. Don't tell my boss. Don't tell my family. It's all good.
Sounds like a perfect vacation. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 31 of Digimon Ghost Game, Killer Blade. For those of you who are worried about spoilers, you may want to look away at this time, for we are go very in-depth into these episodes with a sharper knife than is any used in this season. So, with the bad jokes out of the way, let's dive right into Digimon Ghost Game, episode 31. So, we begin with the same opening narration since episode 2.
Yep, you looked up. Started episode 2.
Yep.
So little has happened in the series that has not needed to change.
Yep. But we harp on that enough. We just need to keep it up. And so we go right into the formula.
Mm-hmm.
That this is the formula to a T in this episode. Step 1. Find random person encountering Digimon. Because a man is just walking along a bridge or something, just kind of on his own.
And he's attacked by a Goblimon with a katana.
Yes, which, for any of you who know anything about Goblimon, is very unusual. Usually they have a club.
Yes.
Is the most common weapon you see them with. And it's got glowing eyes and just talking about cut, slice, which
He does.
must be very similar in Japanese, because I could not tell
Yeah,
the difference
that's
between
what the same word several times.
when they were saying it. So, but yeah, and gee, it's a human. He cuts him, but instead of, gruesome,
Extra bloody.
yeah,
You get this instead.
yeah, he turns into that kind of watery, almost kind of like a Splash Bante, but it's definitely not quite. And he gets pulled into the blade. And you see all these other faces on it. That seems like he's definitely not the only one.
He's probably been at this for a while.
And then we don't move on immediately to the main cast, which is usually what happens. So slight difference. We move on to the same Goblimon,
Yep.
who is now, instead of attacking a human, attacking a Hanumon. I know Mazatemon for the English version, but
At least give us his Japanese
his
name.
name. Yes. And as per usual, the champion's just kind of sitting there, chilling out on a high rise. Ruli must have vacated the place so he could sit there now.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of construction going on in this city, wherever
Yes.
it is. I know we got a name once, I've forgotten it because I don't care that much.
It's in episode 1. Go see a review of that, it'll tell you.
Yes.
And so he's attacked by the katana as well. He tries to block it with his bone stick that he's well known for. A lot of Digimon with weapons in this episode, really, actually. It's a really common theme. But it cuts right through it, and he's knocked back. He's like, no way! The Goblimon slice comes charging in, and we can't show him stabbing a Digimon, apparently, because we cut away. We'll learn more about it later, but in the moment it's like, we just attacked a human, we can't show the Digimon? Oh. But now we cut back to our main cast.
Yeah, we see Angoramon and Ruli start us off this time.
Yeah.
And Angoramon is actually, who tells us what book he's actually reading for once. He's reading, guessing probably work of fiction about some swordsman.
Yes, and
he's really excited about it, and he likes the...
wants to go visit this temple that it's supposedly based on. Ruli, have you ever been there? And everything.
No, this is a really good book. You should read it. And I love Ruli's response. Maybe someday.
Yeah, I hear that. I do hear that.
Which is not happening.
Yeah, probably not. That's nice. Yeah. And so after a brief bit of talking, it's like, oh, it's almost time for the gathering.
Yep.
And Ruli doesn't say anything, about, hey, it's been long enough. Can you bring me along? Can you? She's like, okay, don't be out too late. Pretty
okay,
much.
bye.
Yeah.
Have fun.
And he just takes off. And we see him at the gathering. Well, at the end of the gathering.
Yes.
Because who would want to actually know what's going on with the Digimon and what issues they're having and things like that,
Are there more coming through the gates more recently? Have gates been appearing on this side?
Yeah,
Have Digimon becoming more aggressive? Are bigger Digimon coming through in more numbers?
No, that these guys would probably talk about. No, we can't hear that. And so yeah, it's just.
It ends with Floramon talking about tea again.
Yep, that's the most.
Floramon likes tea.
Yep. Did make it out of themselves? I don't think I want to think about this too much. The writers don't.
Is this like the Jagomon?
Oh, yes. Are you eating yourself? I'm okay.
Not going to think about this.
And so Repamon's like, hey, can you give me a ride home? And he's like, yeah, sure. Not quite a hero of can't say no to anybody, but it's a reasonable request. So he's like, and as they're flying along, this is when Repamon decides to mention about, hey, have you heard there's someone going around attacking humans and Digimon indiscriminately? Why would you not bring this up to the group?
Yeah.
If there's a danger out there to Digimon, why would you not tell everybody? Why would you make it so you only tell Angoramon? Because the writers didn't show us the gathering, so you couldn't do it there. But there's so many ways that could have been better to just show the meeting.
And the heroes have to learn about the story back-ended somehow.
Yeah.
They have to back into the plot somehow.
That is always...
And that is how it is. They do not seek it out. They always back into it.
Yep, this is how it always works. And after Angoramon's dropped off Repamon, he just so happens to be flying over when we see, I'll call him Apemon, Hanumon, looking over a roof like he's possessed by the katana. He has it now.
Yes.
Where's Goblimon? What? Okay, something happened there. And Angoramon lands on the roof and is like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And cut, slice. He's just like the Goblimon and wildly attacks him. He trips him, sends him sprawling, and even though he's just attacked by him, he seems really worried, like, are you okay? What's going on? And as the Apemon gets up and raises the sword again, he grabs his hand, and Apemon just starts to dissolve, kind of like deleting, but not...
Kind of the watery human thing, too. It's very similar effect.
Yeah.
A little different, but pretty
similar. She's like, oh, okay. And so, and part of that, Angoramon gets the katana in his hand.
Yes.
And he's like, what happened? What is this?
Yeah, for once he actually does not know what's going on.
Yeah, no, Angoramon's the smarty pants that knows all about this stuff. I mean, I'm okay with him not knowing stuff, but he's done it every time
it's like
so
the first
far.
time I can think of him being this confused.
Yeah. So it's just unusual. And I hate to nitpick it because I like it, but it's, again, not consistent. So it's just like, ugh. And, gee, it seems cursed. He can't
let go.
Let go. It's stuck in his hand.
Which would really be an inconvenience, not ever being able to open your hand.
Oh, yeah. Not just the fact that there's a sword in it that's whispering, cut, slice, hurt people, but it's also, yeah. Your hand is constantly taken. You can't do anything.
I have a cramp, but I can't open.
Yeah. And so we see him struggling with the blade for a little while, and we cut to Ruli, who's like, huh.
And next we get to see his eyes here.
Ah, yes, this is
his
where...
actual non-possessed eyes.
Yes. His
what we've been waiting for 31 episodes.
Yep. Because even when he showed the mark in the race episode, he never saw his eyes. So now, here's his face reveal.
And yes, there's a little plot. This is exciting to us, sorry.
Yeah. Though I do find it odd that, like, everybody else has the more classic, fairly pupilled eyes, and his seem kind of more beady and not exactly...
Very round.
Yeah, very round, not necessarily as humanish as many others. Is this a problem? No, not really, but it's just... It's very different. Oh yeah, we also get the flashback of what exactly happened with Apemon and Goblimon, where Goblimon was right there, right set to, stab him, and he doesn't. He holds out the katana instead. And much like how it got transferred to Angoramon, Apemon reached out and it got transferred. Why does the Goblimon not attack?
But it's not just slice him and absorb it in that way.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm thinking, well, because the sword wants to go from a rookie to a champion, a more powerful host that can do better things. Stronger, faster. But then it goes back to Angoramon.
It just went back down, yeah. So, weird.
And let's just get through all the plot of what he learns from the sword here and just move along and make it quicker instead of trying to go back and forth all this time.
Okay, sure.
We'll eventually learn that, the sword does start draining your soul, your will away at times. It wants humans because it makes it more radiant. Supposedly makes it more radiant. Which apparently increases its attack power.
It makes it sharper, is pretty much.
And he's looking for Digimon to, form a body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's why it's also draining from Digimon at once. It's more compatible with him to form the body, I guess.
And it tells you, and he basically says, is every time you attack someone else with this sword, I'll stop draining you for a while. So you can see yourself if you're willing to go after it, after other people. And Angoramon's not willing to play along with all this.
He's not really willing to do that, no.
Okay. Not really, time passed. Really, a little concerned.
Yeah, Rose worried he doesn't come home that night, so...
From the committee, or gathering.
Yeah, so she goes out on her things for the day, comes back, he's still not there, so then she reaches out.
Regardless.
So then she reaches out to the group to say, like, hey, he's not back. And
Hero thinks, well, did he just go, didn't we have this conversation before? Not really.
No. And Gabamon's just real helpful. Did he go camping?
Yes. And Kyosho chimed in, well, Jellymon disappears for days.
Yeah. And yet they're always together when they need
to be, yeah.
When they need
It's amazing that this group is so apart from each other all the time. Don't know where they are most of the time, yet they always are together by the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And again, these Digivices have been shown to be able to rip holes through time and space to get you next to your partner. But most of the time, you don't know where the other one is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so this is where we see Angoramon still struggling more.
Yep.
With the blade. You can see it's starting to take effect. Like he's swooping down towards a woman, but then realizes what he's doing and veers off, slamming himself into like a water tower in the process.
Yeah.
To try and stop himself.
And one of these times you see,
we see a mysterious yellow Digimon.
Yellow bladed Digimon, with a blade on his head. Mm-hmm. Some of you recognize him.
He's obscure enough, some of you definitely probably didn't the first time.
Many people didn't, yeah.
Seeing him. If you played Hacker's Memory, you've seen him. Possibly.
Then Angoramon goes after Repamon.
Yes. Where Repamon's like, I sense malice, and all this stuff, and he stabs at him. He does just his usual spinning move to try and knock him away.
And he does, and it's enough to get Angoramon rings his senses for long enough to apologize.
I'm sorry.
Away. Yeah.
And do you sense what I sense? Yes, that katana is bad news, and we see that the sharpest blade in the world, or whatever Repamon's tail is, rumored to be, has a chip in it, which is unusual to see Digimon have that lasting kind of damage. You see them scraped up and stuff, but like to actually see a chip taken out of them.
Part missing is very unusual.
Is that what happened to Machine Drumon's tail? It's always gone.
Maybe.
I've never found a good explanation for that.
No. Your lore why his tail is missing. If you know that Machine Dramon does not have a tail, please let us know in the comments.
Why his tail's broken, yeah. Not a full one.
So we cut back to our heroes. Now apparently 2 days have passed since Angoramon has disappeared.
Yeah.
And finally Jellymon cares enough to send someone looking to the gathering.
Yeah, Ruli asks Jellymon if she'll go to the gathering and ask
because she doesn't know where it is because she still has not been told.
And it seems, out of the niceness of her heart, that Jellymon agrees. There's no deal struck or anything, that you might expect from Jellymon.
Yeah, I guess she cares enough about Angoramon to go check it out.
Yep.
Just realize there's no meeting today.
Yeah, there's nobody here.
But luckily for the plot, Repamon is there waiting for heroes to get their act together and do something!
Yes. Oh, good, I found you. Yeah. And so they bring everybody out to the park where Repamon, the bamboo park place, I don't know, he seems to have just taken up residence around there.
Yeah.
And he tells them, it was the katana. It seems like that's the nasty part, but it was Angoramon
with it.
Yeah. Rilla's like, that can't be right.
Well, then we cut to, before heading to the break, we cut to a part with Angoramon, and you see his eyes have now changed.
Yes, he finally seems to have
lost the battle with the blade.
It's drained him enough that he's too weak. Yeah. And cut, slice.
Yes.
And we go to break.
Then we come back to really,
yeah.
And everybody's there. And then she says, well, it can't have been Angoramon. He would never hurt anyone. Really?
Did you see how badly he slammed Hero when he was hypnotized coming after you? Did you see him delete his best friend from the digital world? Those don't count. Okay.
I know you want to stand up for your partner, but...
He does.
Yeah, they're Digimon. They do this.
So, we know something is with a vicious sword attacking people at random. What should we do? Split up and look for him.
Yeah. I mean, this is okay with, Kyoshiro has Jellymon and Hiro has Gamamon. It's not like
Repamon sticks with
really sticks with Repamon to go look for him. No, she takes off on her own. Which is a very Ruli-like thing to do, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's very Ruli-like, and if she wants to back up her saying it can't be him hurting people, then she's putting her faith in it that...
I guess, but...
She's going off on her own to look.
And we have a serious time-wasting scenes where nothing happens. Then at the end of it all, near the end of the day, she realizes, oh yeah, he said something about a temple.
So yeah, I think he might.
Maybe he's there.
He's there.
He's in a normal spot.
So she at least calls Hiro and says, "I can think of one more spot," and she starts heading there to investigate. And sure enough,
he's
sitting up on the roof, fairly calm.
Yeah.
Sitting there, just still katana in hand, because, well, we can't put it down. Oh, I'm so glad I found you. Cut. Slice. Yeah. There's nothing left for him to say anymore. And so he turns to his partner and jumps off the building towards her.
And this time, Hiro manages to arrive.
Just in time. And we get Kaus Gamamon to appear, which... Because he needed to be fast here.
Yep.
It makes sense. He comes zooming in and tackles her out of the way. So we finally get our start of our fight for this season. And, well, by this season standards, it's a long fight. It's actually got some, a bit to it. And this is bought enough time that Kyo also shows up. I assume they called him too, I guess. They didn't show that, but... This is the part of the show, this is episode where they're all together.
Even though it doesn't really make sense, they'll all somehow line up together.
Yeah.
And we call up Tesla Jellymon, and she uses her ribbon tentacles and kind of wraps up Angoramon's wrist. This is really bad because it's next to the blade, right?
Yeah, you think it might try to transfer? I mean, there is the weird blue starts coming off of the sword again and starts to freak people out with this, and she's like, this isn't good. But she still holds them, and it's not like Angoramon's phasing out or something, like it's trying to do what it did to 8mon, so I don't really know quite what it's doing here. But Kaus won't have any of it, so we can't hold him anymore. Comes in and kicks him away, completely out of the grapple. I think he's helping. Okay.
Well, and then after that, Angoramon comes after him and actually manages to cut him. But he is not absorbed.
Yeah, you see
everybody else.
You see the blue trail coming off like he's absorbing some power, but not completely.
Yeah, he kind of bounces and goes back to Gamamon.
Yeah, he gets away from the next slice, but as he dashes off, it skids face first into Gamamon form. And with that, it seems to be enough that the blade just starts to hover and leaves
glows purple
his hand.
And glows up and flies up into the air.
Once again, doesn't absorb Angoramon, which I get it, it's main character, but this is what it's shown to do, is it absorbs the host. And it's not even shown any real semblance to try that here. And we finally get to see the samurai Digimon behind it. Which, this Digimon did cross my mind that it could be. Museimon's a champion.
He's a champion at this. Yeah, I overlooked him completely because
at this point in the show, what's he gonna do?
I mean, we had champions like we had ultimates in episodes like 5, 6, 4.
Yeah.
And now it's up to 31. We have 2 ultimates on our team. Now we're back to Now we're using champions as our antagonists. And actually, you're a heck of a lot less scary now as a fully formed champion.
Yeah.
You're as a possessed evil sword. You are much scarier.
Yes. And he's all excited that, And Angoramon now helps to explain this, which, being possessed by him, I can understand how he learned more of. Apparently, when he came to the digital world through the gate, the data, the Digimon, and the Cursed Blade were pushed together, and so he was formed into one and wanted to get his body back.
Okay, leveraging data there. Make the sword stronger and get his body back. Now, why did these people over nothing else forge? fused together. And we've got other Digimon weapons and things, but
yeah,
I mean, this is a special blade based on the cursed sword mythos.
Shiramatutsu or something. I'm sure I mispronounced it, but it's something like that.
It has a name,
yeah. But it's not like Repamon. Well, I mean, Repamon is fused with his tail, so
yeah. I suppose they got you there.
They're already fused. So.
Maybe it's not that strange then. All right.
Yeah, but again, he looks at Kamamon and is like, "Whoa, something is special about this one that let me regenerate so quickly." So once again, yes, Kamamon is special. We know this. Why? How?
About how he feels about it. He has more super condensed data, which allows him to do this. Or he has multiple attributes in him, which allows this to happen. He could tell this because it helped him form, but no, he get nothing like that.
No, nothing. And as he's looming over, Gamamon, he wants to absorb them all, so it could become even stronger. And Angoramon's like, no, stop.
Angoramon's not happy with him for some reason.
You dare to make me try to attack my partner? I'll say this again, Ruli, and I'll never stop saying it. I will protect you.
And again, I must ask, why?
What? Yeah, what?
Other than she's your partner, which I get.
But you were saying this from before she was even your partner.
Yeah. What is it about her that you are so attached to? I understand why Hiro and Gamamon are attached. I understand what Jellymon sees in Kyosuro. What is Angoramon's angle?
Yeah, it's I love your music. I really hope that's not it.
Pretty confident it's going to be, but
yeah, it needs to be something
that is so weak compared to the other ones.
Yeah. And so Simba Angoramon enters the fight.
And Kyosuro activates his quasi-digital field.
Which we once again kind of get the polka dotty one we got from 2 episodes ago.
Yeah,
there's less grass and more this. Okay, sure.
Yeah, they've done such worse with digital field.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal.
Okay, so they start to fight them. And when I say they start to fight, when I say they, I mean Yosamon and Angoramon. Tesla Jellymon sits around and does nothing for the entire rest of the episode.
Yeah, she stares. She does absolutely nothing. Even after he is, runs up on the roof, barely holding onto the sword, she's still just standing there with everybody else. Gamamon got drained. I understand why he's a little down and out. Nothing really happened to her. Yeah. Why is she doing something? Nope, because we have to have a random Digimon out of nowhere. Well, actually, he's been around most of the episode, so it's not.
He did show up once previously. But
yes, he's been lurking around. And we get Zubamon, which is the 20th anniversary Digimon, but he's got the big 20 on him.
All his forms,
yeah. So if you played Hacker's Memory, you probably saw him around, but not a well-known one.
No.
He's definitely a more obscure one, and apparently him and Musiamon have a history.
Yes, the scar on this side is by Musiamon, so I don't know what the scar on this side is from.
Yeah, because he's got 2.
Got matching scars.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I guess we learned slightly more about this rivalry than the Moru Manzimon
yeah, that's what we got from that one.
From last episode. And he's like, yeah, I need my payback. There's no way that I'll let you keep doing this. And Zubamon mode changes? I don't know quite.
Yeah, what do you want to call that?
Because it's not a Digivolve,
no.
I don't think. He becomes a sword.
Yeah, it's kind of his thing.
Yeah.
Ludomon does a shield.
Yes. So, and Simba and Angoramon's loving it.
Oh yeah, it's not like his book now.
Yeah,
he's quoting the book again.
I wield the blade in the pale moonlight, or blue moonlight, something like that. Yeah, he's all
okay. They go at it again, and it's over in one shot.
Yes, the master swordsman who's wields the cursed blade forever and knows all this stuff, goes against someone who's only read about.
We've seen him his entire life in this form. This is the first time he's ever held a sword.
Yeah, and the rookie Zubamon sword cuts through this empowered, been feeding forever cursed sword in one slice.
Yes, Ghost Game, we love this stuff.
I mean, you were doing fairly good, Ghost Game. It was a long enough fight that things were happening.
It wasn't entirely one-shot. It wasn't entirely one-sided, yeah.
I mean, because it was long enough, it wasn't a one-shot, but it still was.
We changed this phase, and And this pays over in one shot.
Yeah.
It's better than a lot, so props to that, I guess.
Yeah, you've had much worse fights. So the blade starts to fall apart, and as it does, it dissolves into the data.
Loose data.
Blue data. And we see the human on the bridge. We see some other woman. We see an old man.
We see a woman that Angoramon started to go after, but didn't go after. Veered away from, so they went back and got her?
It sort of looks like her, yeah. Should have ran further.
Must have been her twin from earlier. Yeah.
But the biggest thing to notice is, there's 3-4 humans or whatever. We don't see any Digimon.
You don't see Gablemon or Hanuman
come out of it, or probably others before that.
You would think, but
at this point. So...
Is it not a happy ending for them? What does happen to them?
Yeah.
But it seems unusual that a human would be fine and Digimon won't.
Wouldn't be.
Because, again, the whole theme is there's supposedly not much difference between the two.
Yes, this season especially. They're going for that.
Will it ever come up? I highly doubt it, but we didn't note it.
But yes. So Musyamon is down on his hands and knees, I admit defeat.
Yeah.
And this Angoramon that was so angry that he would possibly make him attack his partner, that would, do anything like this, Zubamon immediately just changes back, and I got my payback. I accept this.
And bye-bye, Zubamon.
What?
Thanks for coming.
I get it. It's this season. It's so forced that, it's a fine. But no, this is somebody that clearly is accursed. It wasn't just because of the blade that he wanted to do this, or anything. If you get rid of the blade, it's going to fix it. I don't think that's how this Digimon works. But, of course, that's just what you're going to say because it's a happy ending.
Yep.
Because as they're talking there, we see a familiar face show up.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Black Automon Uber. It's not even said in the show yet.
Yeah, I don't know if that part's really official or not.
Yeah.
It might be, but again, I'm trying not to be spoiled as much as I can on this season. Not that there's been much to spoil.
Well, at this point, the character showed up enough. I looked up a little about it just to see, is there anything else? But yeah, so suddenly he's there and holds out a letter to Hiro.
Yep.
Again, saying nothing because these people are not worth talking to.
Yeah, they don't deserve it.
And just helps Musyamon up and starts walking off with him.
Yep. No one says anything. No one follows. No one asks questions.
Yeah, no one follows. No. You are so curious to start the season, Hiro. Where has all that? Where has any of that gone? You just don't care anymore.
Nobody cares.
And so they start to walk off, and Kyo's like, "Oh, what's that?" And like, "What did you ask?" Because we never even learned what the question was. And so Hiro says that, I asked my dad, what can we do about the Digimon that are too much to handle?
They're hard to handle.
They're hard to handle, or things that are causing issues and stuff. And he opens it up, and on a little leaf, like apparently they don't have paper there,
but he can make dim cards there.
So you can make
I guess it's just where it currently is.
Yeah, is I don't know. Good luck, son.
I'm sorry, I don't know. Good luck, son.
So you set this up and then just completely squander it to be nothing. Again, just like the dim cards came along and were nothing.
I mean, not to have a response. That way someone could eventually use this for something decent.
Yeah.
Here you have something that could be something and purposely said, no, we're not doing anything with it.
No, we have to make sure it's the lamest possible.
That it's nothing and will never become nothing, and we can't use it for something.
Or even just end the episode before he opens it, so I at least have something to care about for next episode.
Yes, an episode of Black Automon handing him the letter.
Yeah.
And there! Then I would care about the next episode. Just a little bit.
Yeah. No, we have to end with another Simba Angoramon poem.
Yes.
Because he's still in that form. And it's another episode.
And it's just kind of an example of most of what's wrong with this series.
That just nothing... It even... Not just that nothing happened that will carry over. You squandered something that you set up before.
It could be something.
Just like you brought Dracomon back. Woohoo! You killed him in 30 seconds of him.
You have a potential Digimon that could possibly come back again. No, he walks off with Black Automon. Never to be seen again.
Yeah, and Zubamon just goes off. And,
Zubamon goes off. You don't follow Black Automon. Don't ask her any questions. You don't send another letter. Someone else doesn't have a letter for Dad this time.
Yeah. We're just like, hey, who's in charge of the digital world? Can you get us in touch with them?
Yeah.
Anything. No, they don't care. The writers don't care to push it forward. I mean, I get it. At this point, it's an episodic series. I get it. But that is just not Digimon.
No, it's just...
Digimon has never been that.
And this series shows us why it's not this.
Yeah.
Because I'll keep doing these reviews because they're kind of fun and have decent numbers. But I've never cared less about a season.
Yeah. It's not...
Even 2020, which at times is like, move something forward. Had amazing plot development compared to this thing.
Yeah. But, well...
Hey, next episode I'm sure will be better, right?
Let's move on to episode 32. Who are you?
Ooh. Oh, wait,
no. No copyright strikes.
I'm sure I sound just like him.
Yep, I'm sure. And it seems like something is trying to take Gamamon's place.
Yeah. The narrator sounds like there's a doppelganger that looks and acts just like Gamamon. We never see it in any of the shots, or maybe it's all just him.
Or you never see the two together.
Yeah, it makes me ponder. Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Like the whole idea of this whole swapping place thing has always been hard to do for more than half an hour to really know somebody, copy somebody so well.
Because as soon as you go, hey, Digivolve, or things like this that. I mean,
or you don't call the Chocolate Champion.
Yeah, or if the doppelganger could also digivolve, that would be impressive. And things like that. So, yeah, I hope it's not just Hiro has to be so stupid. But Hiro can never say no to somebody, and it looks like Gabamon's out in the rain under that. So, how could he ever say no to Gamamon, even if it looked like there was another? He doesn't say no to anybody.
Yeah. If there was two Gamamons, I don't think you'd throw one out into the rain.
Yeah. So something is weird going on there. And, in all honesty, someone that can turn into other Digimon, I'm gonna think this is like Splashmon. I don't think they're bringing him back. Because I don't know any other real transforming Digimon like that.
Don't know who doppelgangers.
Because we've seen Splashmon do it, like back in Cross Wars. He definitely took on forms like that.
Maybe it's a Ballistamon fake.
Yeah, those were good fakes.
No, they weren't. They were made quickly. I guess for how fast you made them, they were good.
Yeah.
So your reviews are... Oh, darn it. Yeah. I'm not sure to review Cross Wars.
Maybe we'll get to that someday. But thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more Digimon content from us. And as always, everyone, remember to be awesome. Until the next one, take care. Bye-bye.